Stay clean as a whistle, you think you official, we know that you not. Hop on the mic and discuss every issue, might take a few shots. Kick back and relax, don't overreact, it's only your thoughts. Tell me is it facts, or maybe it's cat, we never gon' stop.
Alright, man, it's time for that. Here we go, yo. Say what, what's the scenario? I appreciate that. Alright, so Mike and Lisa have been dating for 3 months. Mike is celibate, and he's been up front since day one with Lisa. Lisa has been coming on strong as of late, you know what I'm saying? And yesterday they were at the crib, and Lisa was all over Mike. Mike told her to chill out, and now she's fuming. She's like, oh, you gay. And she's basically saying, like, if he didn't have sex with her, she's gonna tell everybody that he gay, right? So Mike gave in and had sex with her. So my question is that sexual assault?
Yes.
Speak on it.
Yes.
No.
I feel like women can do things that men can't. I feel like, okay, when it comes to men and sexual assault, I feel like it's already a sticky subject. But yes, that's sexual assault. What do you mean? Well, okay, wait, hold on.
She coerced him.
Yeah, she coerced him. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. If a man did that,
If
a man did that, a woman would be like, I didn't really want to have sex with him. I just had sex with him because he pushed me, and everybody would say that's sexual assault.
Wait, but that's two different scenarios. All she did was say, I'm gonna tell everyone you're gay. But did she?
That's coercive.
No. But did she? Okay, well, I guess what I need to know is, did she physically, like in any way, forcefully to do it, other than words?
No.
Then no, it's not.
So
okay,
you-
how many times have?
So
Say it.
think about it. Think about it.
No, say what you gonna say. Cause I feel like I like where you going.
No.
I want to see what you gonna say.
There are a lot of sexual abuse victims out there, and I'm not taking that away from anyone. But if a nigga wants to fuck and you really don't want to, and he's not physically forcing you to, like, and you're saying no or stop, if you fuck him just because he wanted you to, that's a bad call. That doesn't mean that you're sexually assaulted. That means you use bad judgment, and that means that he's a fucking creep for doing that. And same thing in this situation. If she didn't physically push herself on him, other than her saying, I'm gonna tell everybody you gay, because if a nigga tell me, bitch, I'm gonna tell everyone you a hoe if you don't fuck me, bye. Okay, so what? Tell everybody I'm a hoe. I don't care. It's just different.
I feel like everybody's not built like you. Everybody doesn't take that approach.
And I understand that, but at
There are
the same
so
time,
many-
though, you got to be careful about that, because there are people who are actually physically held down, assaulted. There are people who are actually physically, forced to do things. But words, like someone telling you we should, let's do, like, I personally don't agree. Shit, I done been over niggas' houses and they wanted to fuck, and I better put that away.
You better put that away.
It's just, that's just my personal opinion. That's just my opinion.
Okay, what you got to say, sis?
I think that that is sexual assault. I feel like there are women out there who are chilling with a man, and the man is pressuring them to have sex, and they give in because they feel like they have to.
So it's a form of verbal sexual assault.
It's verbal sexual assault.
I don't know if that's a thing.
Well, okay, so let me say
It's
this.
definitely sexual harassment.
Yeah,
So let me say this.
yeah.
So let me say this because I watch
Okay.
SVU. I watch enough SVU. So basically, when they say if you can however you say coerce, whatever it is, basically you can use your words to convince somebody to have sex with them, and coerce, that's the word. If you can coerce somebody to have sex with you, once you coerce and they don't want to do it, but you coerce them, like you held something maybe over their head, and then they physically have sex with you, that's sexual assault. That's the definition of it. So, I do think that that is sexual assault by the eyes of the law. I just think it's not accepted from when it happens to men.
Because you could take that same scenario, flip it. You
And
can
that's
catch,
sexual
you,
assault.
can, you can catch a rape charge.
You got to charge.
The
You got to
difference
charge.
is, in my opinion, that women, when they say that, any kind of sexual assault, you're gonna have women that are gonna support them just cause. And not that there's anything wrong with that. If a man says, I'm celibate, and my girlfriend wants to have sex, and she says, boy, if you don't have sex with me, I'm telling you gay. And then you have sex, and you tell your man that, most men will either ridicule you or not take you serious. You're not gonna get that same report from men.
Yeah, it's not
It's a
accepted.
double standard.
You're not, because they don't see that as sexual assault.
So, let me ask you this.
Me,
So,
personally, will I see that as sexual assault? I don't. Because this is a choice. You can tell anybody what you want.
Yeah, he had the choice to leave and be like, nah.
Because it's like, that. I know that there's a difference between holding something over somebody's head, but like a lot of people can get, like I had no intention to having, we'll get to this a little later too, but you might have no intention originally to having sex with a person, but they had a gift for gab. They swooned you. Is that not a form of manipulation? How to change your mind?
So if it was a woman, would you say sexual assault?
If what? If a man
that was
said,
the same scenario.
If it was a woman, would it be sexual assault?
if
In that same scenario, just switch it around. If he said,
sex with him.
I'm gonna just tell everybody that you this.
no,
Okay, but look at it
I don't
like
think that's
this.
sexual assault at all.
Chuck, you blackmail somebody into having sex. That's not sexual assault.
How's that blackmail?
Because you're holding something over their head.
I'm going to tell people. It's basically a form of blackmail. Like it's lying blackmail. Like basically, I'm going to lie, and I'm going to ruin your image, your likeness, or whatever it may be, if you don't have sex with me.
That's sexual assault. It's
That's
just like,
assault.
And then on top of that, okay, you holding that.
I don't think
Let's go back. You telling everybody you gay. Let's just add more to the scenario. He a preacher
Yeah.
in a Christian church, and you know how
Yeah.
big they are homophobic.
I'm gonna tell the church.
That right there can ruin his job. Let's say he's a preacher, or a deacon, or something like higher up in there. That can ruin his image. That's now that's a form of sexual assault.
no.
I think you,
Crazy.
okay, so if she
I don't
go,
think he was right. I think.
like, I just think in my opinion, like if you go to the hospital and say I was sexually assaulted, like, and you tell them that, like, and you tell them what happened, they're gonna say you were sexually harassed. They're like, assaulting is an action, like, you're not,
Assault can
So-
be harassment.
So look,
yeah, but you're not, I think that y'all are kind of using the words wrong. That's how
I don't think it's used wrong.
Like I feel like
I agree.
assault is an action. Like if I'm like Chichi, come on, let's do it. She's like no, and then I'm like, come on, girl, come on. Like that's assault. Like I'm physically touching.
But
you. But I
threat
say
is-
Chichi,
let
I'm
me
telling
listen.
somebody you
A
did.
threat
Like, that's
A
so
threat is an
bad.
assault, though.
So look, look, put it like this. If I'm basically, I think really you kind of confused about it because like, if I'm holding something over your head and you're not willingly wanting to have sex with me, but I feel like what you're saying can hurt me in any kind of way, and so basically I lay down for you to physically have sex with me, and I'm not engaged, I didn't want to have sex with you, that is assault. You assaulted me under the terms of holding something under my head. So that's why they tie that together. That's why if you go to the police station right now and you say, like say, that's why it's sexual assault. Like say if for a job, if the manager says, hey look, I know you really wanted this job, but the only way you're getting this job is if blah blah blah. Now yeah, you can say, we can look at that and be like, well then you should have just quit. But we don't know what the person may have been going. I get it. But that will be considered assault. If I take that to the police station and I say, listen, this person coerced me and they said that this is the only way I'm getting this job, all right, you can go to the cops and you're going to jail for that. I think it ties in to one another. I'm physically inside of you because I held something over your head.
Yeah.
And you felt like you didn't have a choice.
That's sexual assault by definition. Whatever the difference is, because if you have sex without consent, the difference is the word consent. In my opinion, once you choose to agree to those terms, I think you're consenting. And it's
I don't agree with
sleazy,
that.
but I don't agree. So you're a grown adult and somebody says, hey, I'm gonna do this to you if you don't have sex with me. It's wrong, and I think they should be held accountable for that. But you have a choice to say no.
It's just I definitely, let me clarify, I definitely think it's fucked up. I think it's wrong. I think it's disgusting. But the only thing that kind of messes me up is the physical aspect of it. Like, I would say, I have personally never heard, and I'm gonna look it up after this, if there has been, cases that have gone to trial for it, but I personally, I've never heard of, them using those terms,
That's what's the name?
that specific term.
That's what's the name, Weinstein? That's half the stuff he was doing. They were saying he basically, holding shit over people's head to fuck them.
Oh, see?
So
I didn't.
I 100% know you can go to jail for that, for holding it in for second that sexual assault. But yeah,
Because you can't be coerced.
yeah, you're
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm saying I've never heard of a case where they have where someone who was not physically forced to do it have been okay, well, this is a sexual assault, and he's like, oh, whatever the case may
There's a
have been.
definition right there. Read it out loud.
Sexual assault is any type of sexual activity or contact that you do not consent to. Sexual assault can happen through physical force or threats of force, or if the attacker gave the victim drugs or alcohol as part of the assault. Sexual assault includes rape and sexual y'all know what I mean. Okay, so by definition, alright, so yeah, y'all are right. By definition, that's sexual assault then, okay.
I think it just depends on the coercion. If it's, I'll kill your son if you don't have sex with me, or, a threat, but if it's, I'm gonna tell a lie on you.
that's still
What if that
coercion.
lie?
I'm not disagreeing with the
What if that
definition.
lie can fuck up my livelihood?
Nah, fam, I can't agree with that.
I just don't think, to me, that should be sexual assault.
Shit. Protecting the criminals.
I just think this should be a different one.
Alright.
Sexual harassment, homosexual.
Cousin Sticky
Sticky.
and his new boo Dee
Dee, what's up?
they just got a house together. He wants to have a man cave, right? He want to set it up in the basement, while Dee says that's not fair because she doesn't get to have her own private space in the house, right?
She should.
Sticky tells her, you got the whole goddamn house. This is I just get this little section. So what's the issue? Who do y'all side with?
Sticky.
I felt like, I feel like they should have discussed that before they moved into the house, first of all.
He can't have a man cave?
No, I'm not saying no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they should have
They
discussed that.
compromise?
Yeah, they should have compromised if, before they moved into the house, that's what was gonna happen. That way they would have avoided all of that. Me personally, if I moved into a house and my man wanted a man cave, hell yeah, leave me the fuck alone sometimes. That's how I am. So have a man cave, but they should have discussed that.
I feel like it's unfair, only because what if I want to do bikini waxes down there? What if I want to
Do my life.
Yeah, what if I want to do makeup down there? What if I do hair and I want all my clients to be downstairs? What if I want to turn that to a salon?
She's really like this in real life.
I feel like no, because I don't want my clients in my bedroom. I don't want them in our dining room. I don't want them in our kitchen.
Keep their ass in the living room while I'm in the man cave.
I feel like
They should have discussed it, right?
They should have discussed it, and
Too late now.
it is a little unfair. But go ahead and have your funky business.
Let me ask you this.
Kitchen.
So yeah, let me ask you this. Oh my God. Now let me ask you this. So let me break this
Just like
down.
that, you lost the woman.
I'll just go ahead and say how I feel about it. Now, I think it is kind of evident they should have communicated, but for the purpose of the scenario, I'm gonna say this. He does kind of have a point when he say you get the rest of the house, because the women, they get the bigger closet.
Yep.
They might even get the guest room closet to put their other shit in.
Yeah, that too.
They get to paint the house how they want to do it. They get to decorate it how they want to do it. They get to lay these flowers down in the yard. They get to do anything they want.
We don't know if that was
Wow.
the situation.
That's what he implied.
What I'm saying
That's what he
is, that's what he's implying.
He said, you get the rest of the house.
So Dee Dee is saying she gets the rest of the house too. She agrees with with Sticky. That
No.
It's a fact that basically
That's what
she
Sticky's saying.
controlled everything about the house. The only thing that basically Sticky is trying to say that is I need this space right here. I want to decorate it how I want to. I want to put what I want in here.
And
I want
stay
to
out.
have my space. I ain't even saying he said you got to stay
I
out.
said that.
But all I'm saying is we not going to sit here and act like women don't make all the decisions when it comes to the house. The only thing the nigga get to do is fix shit and pay the fucking bills and do the maintenance like cut the grass and shit like that.
But that's his fault.
Y'all run the
he
house.
shouldn't.
No, but he occupies the house as well. He can go in the dining room and watch TV or the living room. He can go in the kitchen and cook, and y'all share a bedroom 9 times out of 10, and y'all share a closet. Why you get the
Share a
only
closet.
open
But you get the
space?
bigger closet with more.
What if we don't got? What if we only got one closet for
You
ourselves?
get more room in
And
the closet.
we ain't got a guest room. We got a 1 bed.
You get 90% in the closet. I get just a little 10%.
Hey, look,
Come
when
on.
I got when we found out we had the baby on the way, guess whose room had to get their shit out the room? Me.
Man cave.
That's
The
just-
man
that's
cave
a
was
different
gone.
situation.
The man cave was
That's a
gone.
different situation.
The office went gone. The bed ain't
The
gone.
office still up. Hey, I'm just saying.
But that's your particular situation, Justin. What about a couple that equally shares the rest of the house? Now, just because she said, I want the colors blue, I want the kitchen green.
What is the equally
like that
share?
doesn't. Justin.
What is
He had
equally
no
share?
sense.
What I'm saying is,
So you-
I'm not even talking about me no more. I'm talking about if we've seen that
Right.
women literally make all the decisions when it comes to the house.
He should have put his input in
I'm adjusting
a little more.
I just know that if you making all the decisions, you get everything else. I get to have my space.
Just give me one.
You over here, what you need the whole basement to do a little bikini wax for?
I agree with Tia. If there's no other room,
Share that with somewhere else.
if there's no other room, like usually a house gonna have a guest room where the girl gonna put her extra clothes in or whatever. If there's no other room, y'all share literally
What
everything
if
else.
she want to make that into her vanity area? What if she want to have
Yeah,
makeup
makeup,
down there?
yeah.
Like, you know, what if she got a whole bunch of makeup?
You already take over the whole bathroom. There you go.
I don't like putting my
This-
makeup in the bathroom. I want a
This is
whole.
coming from men who probably have women
space.
dominate the house.
Yeah.
So it's more that's probably the stereotype. So it's like, man, I'm just get my little man cave. You run the
She
rest
needs
of
to
the
let him
house.
have that basement because he complaining and crying. Just let him have that basement.
Hey, if that's what I gotta do to get it, I'm gonna
You
do
want to
it.
cry about it? Let him cry down there by himself.
Why
That's
he crying?
fine. Because it sounds
It's
like
com-
it sounds
That's
like
called
stick-
compromise.
Listen, bro, cry. I don't care. Cry. Get your cry on. Fuck that. I ain't mad at it. Anybody else got anything else to put in there?
I got you,
Anything else to put out there for that one? We're good.
G. I thought you said push it.
All right. JaVale and Risha have a 16-year-old son who's been nothing but trouble for the last couple years. He loves to challenge JaVale, and JaVale has been trying to be patient with him. He's literally done everything he can do with him, right? He sent him to boot camp, counseling, church, everything he could do. But it still hasn't worked. So in the latest incident, it resulted in JaVale kicking out their son. Right? He kicked him out of the house, said, go do whatever you do. Since you want to be grown, be grown. Risha doesn't agree with JaVale, but JaVale says that she should stand with his decision because you're my wife. Do you agree with this logic?
Speak on it.
Let me start.
Go ahead.
So I do agree with sticking by your husband, especially when it comes to the kids. But you also have to teach your kids lessons in life, right? So it's just like, if you've given him chance after chance and warning after warning, and you tried implementing healthier practices, it's just like, well, if this is kind of our last resort, it's just like, all right, man, I gotta stand by you, but also like, I want to make sure he's straight still. Like, does he have a place to go? Does he have money to just be kicked out? And if not, like, maybe that's something we can rationalize with him one more time. You don't have the funds or the means to move out right now. Let's kind of straighten it up, and then when you turn 18, if you feel like, you know, the house is uncomfortable, you know, get your own spot type of thing.
What if he's absolutely disrespectful?
But if he's wilding,
I mean,
Like he is in that
absolutely,
scenario.
Like he's challenging the
Yeah.
father.
That's what he said.
then okay, I gotta stand by babe. Like, come on now. I love you, son, but like, come on.
Hard to say, moms with their first babies.
Yeah.
Especially moms with sons. Yes, like.
Yeah.
Tia, you got a son.
I would disagree with my husband just because is JaVale and Risha black? I mean,
Clearly.
okay. I personally feel like if he's absolutely disrespectful, I feel like I would go different measures other than just kicking him out on the street. I feel like regardless of what he's doing, I feel like that's setting him up for failure.
Well,
But he
he
said
said
he did all
tried.
that.
They tried.
Well, did
Counseling, therapy, church, boot camp.
Well, I feel like I don't know. I don't feel like you can just. I just don't feel like when you. I don't want to say get tired, but you can't just decide like, oh, I'm not taking care of this kid anymore, or I'm not taking care of this, like even like an animal anymore. Like I feel like I feel like me personally, this is my opinion. The right way to do it, I'm gonna try and find you a group home. I'm gonna try to find you a family member's house to stay at. I'm gonna try to put you in juvie or something. I'm not just gonna kick you out and be like, go down to Lennox, find you like. I'm not. That's just me personally, and I know some people are gonna disagree with it. I feel like it's setting your kid up for failure. They have no money. You ain't taking my car. You ain't taking your daddy's car. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna do that.
That's the setup. Yeah, so it's like he gonna lead into like a life of, well, I gotta get it out the mud
Now I agree. Now, if my husband is like, well, if my husband comes to me, it's like I want him out the house. Okay, we're gonna get him out the house. I'm not just gonna kick him out, but we're gonna set up for him to live elsewhere. I'm not just gonna say good luck. We're gonna make arrangements for you to live elsewhere from now on.
That's
I'm
not a
not
good
just
enough
gonna
lesson. That's not a good enough lesson.
Oh, well, that's your opinion, but I'm not kicking my 6-year-old black son out on the street. And I already know he's problematic. I already know he's disrespectful. I'm gonna make arrangements for him to go somewhere else. And there are other places he can go, like DFACS. I don't want to do it, but I'm not just gonna kick you out.
Yeah.
Turkey.
See, I agree with you, literally, because I thought you were saying we're just not kicking him out the house because
Oh, no.
then it's on call.
No, he gotta
No,
stay.
he gotta go.
He gotta go. But there's a difference between go and fend for yourself or go, we're gonna find something for you.
Yeah,
Find
because
something.
this isn't working
There's
out.
still ways to do that.
Sometimes it may only take a night or two for you to see out there on the street. You can't
But
survive
there's
without
no
me.
guarantee.
And
There's
if,
no
and, if,
guarantee.
and if in that night or two he gets killed, that's on my
Right.
conscience for the rest of my life because I decided to go with a decision I didn't 100% agree with and doing it the right way. I have to live
But
with
what if
that.
you've done everything possible?
Yeah, if
That's
I've done
out there.
everything possible, I'm still going to make proper arrangements for him to live elsewhere because he can't respect me in my household. I'm not just
So what are your
So
options to
I
live
agree.
elsewhere though? What-
defects, family members.
No,
I've
I'm not
heard.
putting my family in this.
Okay, well
At this point,
okay.
it's like, who you gonna send
Brandon,
to?
you just
I can't
don't.
say
Brandon, you
that.
just
But
don't
if
agree
there's
with me.
a-
So
no,
everything
but
I say, I'm
he's
giving you
that-
answers,
he's
and
that
everything you're
definitive
saying, you don't agree with.
No, what I'm saying, like the defect part, I get it. And if there's some type of boot camp, like, hey, you just gonna have to stay there this time. And I ain't coming to get you. When you turn 18, you can do what you want. But sending to a family member and putting them through more stress and messing up
Well,
their household.
That's
I'll
just.
say this.
That's just.
Well, time out. One thing I will say though. Okay, so I agree with her. I agree with Tia, where it's like, okay, so I'm looking at it like this. I kick him out. I tell my wife he gotta go. Now I tell my wife you're allowed to do whatever you feel is best with him to help him out. Maybe if it don't involve my money or whatever you want, I don't know. I don't know necessarily where we're going with it. But I do agree with, let's say that he don't disrespect grandma. He might have a good relationship with grandma and grandma live down the street. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you can't go to grandma and I'm just gonna make him live on the street. I'm not
I
gonna
didn't
do
get that
that.
from that scenario. I felt like
What
they
was
tried everything and he's just
Yeah, what I'm saying,
bad.
try everything so you're out of this household. What she's saying is set him up with a family member. And y'all are saying, no, I'm not gonna put that on the family member. What I'm saying is, what if he has a good rapport with a family
He has a
member?
good rapport.
So then, yeah, or like because
What if I do it wrong?
because obviously
The parent
he's
is-
not necessarily clashing with mom. He's clashing with me. That's what the scenario is saying.
But I'm not arguing. All right, when you put it like that, I'm not gonna be the one to set that up. Now, if grandma chooses to take you in,
But that's what I'm saying. I didn't say I'm setting it up. She
If
said
you
she's setting it up.
I didn't get that from that. It was just a bad sunshine. I got he was a troublemaker. He was getting in trouble as well as clashing with the dad. But if that's not
Yeah, I mean, you're
obviously-
gonna be a troublemaker. It's one thing if you're a troublemaker, but if you're a troublemaker and you're clashing with your dad,
Exactly.
that's different.
So now, I'm not gonna, cause like we can assume what he's doing. Obviously, he's not good if he needs to get out of the house and he's doing all this stuff. I just feel like if there's an option, we can put him where it's like government assistance or something like that. But like put him with a family.
I'm not gonna send him to government assistance before I let him go with another family member. Now, if the other family member is willing, like that's why I talk to the family member. Hey, look, I'm letting you know. if he like say they like he came over here, I'm like, look, if that's what you willing to do and you want him over there, and you feel like you can do a better, it's a better situation for him, then do that.
2 days later.
But I'm gonna say that's your choice. But I'm not gonna be like, I'd rather have him at DFACS than with a family member. I still care for him just because I kicked him out. I don't care for him. I'm not gonna say because once you go to DFACS, ain't no coming back.
Yeah.
Ain't no coming back. So when you make
that's where they was at with it.
I mean,
If you ready to kick
it
this man
can
to
be,
the streets,
it can
if
be.
you ready to kick this man to the streets, and sometimes that is work. Obviously,
I feel like
it's
this.
a risk.
It depends. I've seen people get kicked out on the street, and then they come back home and shit is okay.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that has worked before, but it's always a risk. But to me, to get to that point, when you say you exhaust all possibilities, family member to me was 8 steps ago.
And another thing too, I want to let y'all know, like from working at the children's hospital, like there was this one girl, she was 16 years old, and she kept running away, and she kept she liked to steal cars. She wasn't in DFACS custody, so I went in there, like one day I was sitting with her, and DFACS came to visit her mom, and DFACS was like, you didn't tell her parole officer or probation officer that she didn't report back home. And the mom was like, well, it's not my fault that she didn't communicate with me. And the DFACS officer was like, she doesn't belong to DFACS, she belongs to you. So if she's a minor, she's out on that street, they're gonna come for you because you're the parent. So that's another reason why too, legally that could be sticky. Like I know like especially troubled teens can be a headache, but I just personally don't feel like throwing them away is the answer. Like, and I just feel like, let's say he don't like to listen to women. Like, so I don't want to send him with grandma, right? Like, I would be more comfortable with him staying, I don't know, at someone's house or DFACS house or a group home or something versus just saying, all right, well, his daddy took his cell phone and I don't know where he is right now, because if something happened, they're going to come to my door. Like,
I feel like because he's underage.
But now, and another thing
16,
too, if he's
16, depending on where you stay,
You can't be on your own at 16.
you can't. But they're
If you what?
if they
Take yourself.
Yeah, you gotta be like emancipated. You got to have a
yeah,
guardian
that's what I was
until
just
you're
about to
18.
say. If he don't want it now, if
16,
he
you have sex, but you can't.
if he don't want to go home and the parents absolutely are done with him, they can take legal steps for him to be emancipated. So that way, whatever he gets himself into or whatever he
It's on
does,
him.
is on him.
Why be
But
sad?
until that happens, I gotta know where you at. You're not gonna be in this
That
house,
might be
but
the
I gotta
solution.
know where you at.
Depending on how bad he is, because like you can love your child, but at some time, especially with other kids, you got
Stealing.
other stuff. Like if he stays in the house, somebody gonna die, someone go to
Yeah.
jail. It just.
He challenging me to the point where I feel like I'm gonna have to put my hands on him.
So it's like I gotta do something. And then we trade on grandma's house. Grandma said, "Man, that boy wild. He had a trap house in my house. All right, send him back home. All right, we scared him. Sent him to boot camp. He did. He came back. It's just at some point, if it's that bad,
See, that's where I'm thinking, like, with the question, that's how bad it was.
yeah. To me, it's
So,
that bad.
I think the way
That's the last scenario. I'm gonna go to
Is that-
jail. I'm gonna go to court. I'm like gonna do exhaust everything before I feel like I give up on my job. But if it's the point where it's safety, like
Yeah.
literally, where it's like you're getting old to that point where you're still a kid, but you think you're grown,
Yeah.
and I can't tell you nothing. You a Kodak mine.
Well, see, like, I look at it like
I love
this.
you.
I agree with, like, you can't stay here. I agree with that. I also agree with, you know what? Because I know, especially if my wife, and she's like, I just want to make sure he's okay. I do agree with that. So if you do find something, like, I'm not going to tell you, hey, don't find nothing for him to do. So I do agree with it. If you're going to find a way to just maybe have some kind of protection or some shelter over him, I agree with that too.
Like y'all seen a Man in Society?
Yeah.
He was staying with grandma.
He was 18 though.
That's just okay.
Just say he's 16.
I mean, he was. He had graduated high school. You gotta get the fuck out.
Yeah.
He was like, it was my 18th birthday. Because remember, goddamn, O-Dog, he was 17. He went to
the minor, yeah.
Yeah, he was
I
like,
guess
Their parents kicked them out.
you 18.
Grandparents kicked him
Now,
out.
if you
Can't-
18.
Can't stay here, bro.
Now, if you
They got bodies
18,
on
You
them.
gotta go. If
You
you're
got
18,
to go.
Yeah, if you're 18, you have
you
to
can
go.
figure it out. And I might still find some regret if something was to happen to him, but at the same time, I would be a little bit more comfortable than 18 and 16.
I look at it the same way.
You still in high school.
I look at it the same way. 18 year old's a kid.
You are.
You're a child.
But at 18, if
You're
you
legally
you won't listen. I can't do nothing else for you. At 18, I'm not gonna do
He
that.
gonna beg you to act.
Yeah, but if you're 16, I'm thinking like, you know what? He ain't a legal guardian. You gotta be more careful.
Yeah.
Randy, you still got that other question from last week? Cause I couldn't. I ain't find it. Maybe we can. I think it was another sign question. We can do a little bonus question real quick. Oh, you go freestyle. I'm just going.
I got a scenario. Okay,
Alright.
for that.
What you got?
Alright, Tommy and Kimberly have been going out for like 6 months, right?
Okay.
Tommy, he really likes Kimberly. Kimberly really likes Tommy, right? Now they go on a road trip back to Kimberly's old. They're passing like Kimberly's old state. She used to stay in New York. They said they stay in Georgia. They're doing a road trip. They get pulled over. It comes to find out that Kimberly had warrants for her arrest, right? For some type of charge. Let's just keep it vague. And she gets arrested, and her bail isn't. She's supposed to get bail, bond, whatever. Is gonna be all your savings in your account. Should Tommy post it?
6 months.
6 months. They're going out for 6 months. They're on a road trip,
Are we
right?
exclusive?
They're exclusive. For 6 months, they're exclusive. They like each other. They go on a road trip. She gets arrested for an outstanding warrant that she didn't know about,
Okay.
right?
Okay, so she didn't know about
She
it.
didn't know about it. It's not like she lied about it. She just
Yeah.
didn't know that she had a warrant. But the bail is gonna take all your savings out.
It depends on
Is she
how
gonna
much.
run
How much
money
is the
back when she
savings?
get out?
How much is the savings?
She locked up.
That's the thing.
It's
No.
gonna take all your savings to
No.
post it. So
Like if I
I'm
got
not
like.
getting all these things. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even gonna.
Don't entertain.
I'm not a pick me. No, his ass is gonna stay in jail. I'm
no,
sorry.
it's Kimberly.
It's Kimberly.
Well,
Tommy's
Kimberly needs to stay in jail.
If I got
I'm
20
sorry.
bands and the savings is 20 bands, then no.
Right.
So you're not
But,
We gonna have to
but
find
if it's like say
GoFundMe.
say it's $4,000 and that's all I got, then I give you the 4,000 because
So
I
what's
feel
the
like
limit of the money?
I'm gonna give you
spend
what
in a
I-
6 month relationship.
I feel like I'm gonna pay as much as I feel like you're able to pay me back financially.
Not hard.
That's
That
it.
sounds better.
Like if I know that I can either or if I don't feel like you can necessarily pay me back, it's not the greatest loss. Like so if I pay $5,000, you know what? That's a lot of money, but at the same time I can save up $5,000. Now if it's like 20 and say for the last 4-5 years I can save up 20 bands, you're not getting this 20 bands. Now I can help you, I can do whatever I
You gotta put a
can.
price on it.
I
Oh,
can
no, wait. I'm
You
gonna
gotta-
flip it. So, like, you speaking from, if Tommy got locked up, you're Kimberly in this situation. Do you expect Tommy to bail you out? But that's your man
After
for 6
6
months.
months.
Y'all on a
Honestly-
road trip. Would you want him to bail you out? Would you
Honestly,
expect him to bail you out?
I would want
Like,
him to bail me out, yes.
Of course.
But I would not expect it. He's not obligated to do anything for me. I'm traveling cross country and I know I got warrants.
You don't know.
That's all
You don't know.
She doesn't know.
She don't know she got warrants?
She didn't know she had a warrant.
She got caught
So
for some
then,
shit.
so the bail must not be that high then. The bail must not be that high.
That's
Maybe she
high.
thought she
It's-
did
it's
something
about
that way.
everything that's
Outstanding
in-
though.
She did a burglary and thought she got away with it. She did a burglary and thought she got away with it.
And she didn't report that she got
This
a
is
job.
unrealistic. I feel like
No, that's
but
very
they're saying
realistic.
It's unrealistic. Like
I know
I,
people
That happens
got
all the
outstanding
time.
warrants.
I know niggas who be having warrants
And
and
they
don't
don't
know.
You had a bill you didn't pay.
if I got locked up and it was $20,000, I wouldn't expect him to pay that. I would like him to pay.
Let's
that.
say you know he got it.
But you know he got it, though.
You know he got it.
In those 6 months, you know he got 20,000 in the savings account.
But
Whatever
does he
reason.
have more than 20,000?
Let's
No.
say that he got
The
25.
scenario is this: your bail's $20,000. Tommy has $20,000 in his savings account. You knew that during y'all 6 months. You're on a road trip. You driving. You get pulled over for whatever reason. Everything's normal, but you get locked up because you have an outstanding warrant. Now, Kimberly in this situation, ladies, y'all in jail. You know how much your bail is. You know how much he is. You talking to him. What's the conversation?
I would want him to, yes. Whether it was 5,000, whether it was 500, whether it was 20,000, I would want him to, yes. But I'm saying he's not obligated to me. So if he doesn't do it, he don't do it.
Hey, y'all still together?
No, we're not.
She breaking up with him? 'Cause he
Yeah,
got
we
out
are breaking up. Yeah, we are
Wow.
breaking up. I ain't gonna do
That's
it.
it.
That's
I
just
put that
me.
energy
That's
change.
just me. But if it was the other way around, like I feel like it would. If he broke up with me because I didn't pay $20,000, it is what it
That
is.
nigga will break up
Like,
with you if you didn't pay it, yeah.
I think that's embarrassing. I would be so.
as a woman,
As a woman, if I'm in jail
embarrassing.
and I know I have a warrant, that's so embarrassing, and I would be like, call my daddy because he gonna pay it. One
Yeah.
thing about Tyrone, he gonna pay it. Like,
But it's Kimberly.
well, it's Kimberly.
So she missed us. He might not have that option. She knows her man Tommy for 6 months. Man, she's seen the savings account. Got
But how
20K in it.
selfish is that? Is selfish to me.
It is selfish.
That is
but
very
what's the,
selfish.
But what if
what's
she
the
has to
conversation?
pay?
What do you ask?
Okay,
What
but
if she wants to pay when she gets out?
yeah, I was gonna ask you
Work
that.
towards that.
Does she? Okay, so with this.
She ain't got no
With
money.
this specific scenario,
How many people got
David,
20K to spare?
does she have money to pay him back?
Not right
Does she
away.
have money to
no.
work towards?
20,000. I don't feel like
Well,
I'm not.
listen,
I'm
no,
not.
this is my
You
thing.
can't pay me that bad.
You tell me.
Okay.
Are you paying your
Tommy,
girl?
I got the 20,000.
Mhm.
But if you have a $20,000 bill, whether I pay this bill or I don't pay this bill, now lawyer fees are coming in. You still gotta fight this case.
Yeah.
Me just getting you out of jail
That's
ain't gonna.
Yeah.
It's not
All your
over with.
money is gonna go to the lawyer, and it's not coming back to me.
Now
And y'all are 6
we're
months
6 months in. I don't know if you're a
Right.
flight risk. You might not go. Now that whole 20
Bitch,
is
obviously,
on
there's some
me.
things I ain't know
So
about.
it's bigger than just getting you out for that weekend.
Yeah.
It's an investment now. So
Yeah, because it's like,
are you obligated, Tommy? 6
Yeah,
months in
you
the
might have to
relationship?
sit and wait for your court date. I'm sorry, boo.
Thank you. Y'all
For-
should
for
be
a
real
bill that
honest with yourself.
For a bill that high, yes.
They're
you
staying
I'm
in
sit.
gonna sit and
jail.
wait.
Yeah.
You sit.
Because if I can't get to the front to show
Sorry.
your
Do not
friend,
pass
sorry.
go. Do
That's
not
a
collect
great point. I didn't think of it that way.
$200.
Yeah.
That's just the beginning.
yeah.
You try to pay me back, you got a whole case to fight.
Yeah.
So,
I would be
alright.
more comfortable telling him to round up some friends and
Yeah.
family members and everybody
Yeah.
put in.
That's what I think.
I got 5,000 on it.
Tommy should do. He should be a leader of trying to. Maybe I could put 1,000 on it and then just go from me. But it's not my responsibility for 6 months
Yeah.
to put my whole savings into this relationship
Not 6
to
months.
get you out.
She be late.
Alright.
Not paying.
So let me quickly.
I gotta do
Before
it.
we
Thank
get
you.
to,
I feel like if that is your wife,
oh yeah, I'm putting the house up.
Yeah,
yeah, that is different.
We
Yeah,
going-
but
going
right.
6 months.
All right, so let me do the one Brandon wrote. You know what I'm saying? Eddie and LaQuisha are engaged and have been together for 5 years.
Yeah, Brandon wrote that.
While
shit.
planning their wedding, Eddie notices a name, Tanisha Goodman, on LaQuisha's list of bridesmaids that looks familiar, but is not sure how he knows the name. He asked her who she was, and she said it's a friend from college, but she does not have social media and no picture to show him. At the wedding rehearsal, he sees Tanisha and figures out it's his ex that he had gotten pregnant, and she aborted the baby without talking to him about it. After that had happened, she blocked him and moved out of state, and he never heard from her again. Should he tell LaQuisha and potentially ruin his wedding
This
day?
nigga gotta remember these names, man.
Wait, what? You gotta break that one down for me a little
So
bit.
basically say, alright, he don't know who it is until you get to the wedding rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
So now she up there, but you know how women are like, oh, you had history with my man, but you're gonna be standing here at the altar with
You said you know who that eagle are? What'd you say? I didn't hear
Yeah, do you potentially,
You saying tell her once you recognize
like
who
once
she
you
is?
recognize it, y'all go back to the crib and be like,
When do you say?
Do you tell her like,
I would want my man to be honest, but also.
but that could ruin your wedding.
If you don't
Right,
tell
but
them
it's just like if
after
it
the
wasn't
fuck
deep,
up,
y'all like,
you might as well
yeah.
just tell me.
Yeah, but it's like
That's
if y'all
like the
can't
day
tell
before
her
the
she's
wedding,
in
you
town,
Tell me.
She may have to just be out the wedding too.
She already bought a dress. She already bought a dress.
Tell me.
Why she got back the wedding for? That was the past. Oh, never mind.
First of all, how does he not?
Okay.
First of all,
How you remember the name?
how does he not remember who he got
Tisha.
married? No, fuck no.
Tisha Goodman, that's what I'm like, yo, that's a popular name.
I can, okay, let me elaborate. Let me elaborate.
That's what I'm like.
I'm not
Wait, time out. Wait, time out. I'm gonna fix this scenario.
Please do.
Let's say that he didn't really know her. Let's just say she was a fling from a club back in the day that he ended up fucking. He got her pregnant. She aborted it.
Not an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, it's not an ex-girlfriend. They didn't have that kind of relationship, but he did have sexual relations. He did not know that
She
they were
can't come
linked.
to the wedding.
She can't.
So she's a part of the wedding. Do you tell her when you see her and potentially
come to the wedding.
fuck up the
That's your
wedding?
homegirl.
Not anymore.
But that's your homie.
Because
But what if she didn't know?
She had a.
What if they didn't know? What if they didn't know?
It was a drunk
Do you
night,
want that
night,
much
what
cost?
happened?
Do you want that much Do you want that stress the day before your wedding?
So,
No.
okay,
So,
so
it's
because
always-
it happened
Loaded
before
question.
the wedding, it won't mess up the wedding.
Exactly.
Because it happened before the wedding, I'm not gonna cancel a wedding because of an ex or an
I didn't
ex.
say
It's not about canceling the
Or-
wedding.
or-
Should he tell you?
When do you
that
want him to tell
I
you?
would like to know immediately
Before,
because
yeah.
if I find out later, then
Yeah.
you might not.
So
make
what if
it.
he
That's
tell
what
you
I'm saying.
right after the
Like,
honeymoon?
Yeah, because I'm gonna
I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm
He
gonna
tell you,
say-
but you still married. You still married?
One time.
I'm gonna be pissed because then I should have never married you because
Yeah, you
why
should make
wouldn't
that
you
decision.
tell me?
Yeah.
Why would you hide that?
I'm gonna try to cause you less stress on your
Oh
wedding.
my
No,
God.
tell me then and there. She can't come to the wedding, and if she
Right.
walks in the wedding, she gotta go.
Time
Somebody swear her out the wedding.
Time out.
I'm
This is
just-
your,
she
this is your
got-
homie. This is your
Yeah.
girl. This your, y'all went to
Taylor.
college together.
Why does she have to be out the wedding?
Because we said so.
I'm
Yeah.
asking. I'm just asking. Your
So
You're
fiance.
my man. Why would I want you in my
Cause
wedding?
somebody that had your fiance's dick before.
Yeah. Yeah.
She done travel. She done travel from out of state, bought a dress, spent money.
Wow, that's
So,
great.
yeah.
That's interesting.
I
I
think.
thought y'all gonna say just tell me before, so
Well, I ain't
I
telling
can't
y'all
assume anything
If it was the other way
later.
around, I'm not
I
telling
think-
you.
It's that.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Like, great motherfuckers.
Oh my God!
You go to the homeboy? Don't say shit.
I think.
So you?
You're
Oh
not
my
gonna be
God!
standing on my bridal party and you been with my man. What?
I kind of disagree. I think
That's
that
fucked up.
okay, say this crazy scenario did happen. It's kind of crazy because
It's
okay. So I feel like this.
All right, go ahead. Let's let Tia get
He
hers off.
should definitely say something. I feel like just because 9 times out of 10, if she's in your girl's bridal party, she's probably important to her. If you don't say he decides not to tell her, what if homegirl decides to be like, I just gotta tell you this before you walk down the aisle, and you don't hear it from your
That's
man?
worse.
That's gonna be a worse
Exactly.
situation. I feel like 9 times out of 10, a woman probably wouldn't say nothing to the other woman out of uncomfortability. But I feel like it's the fiance's duty to be the honest one and be the one to be like, she might not tell you, but hey, I gotta tell you something. And I feel like if it was me in that situation, and it's somebody that I care about, and they just didn't know, I'm still gonna have the wedding. Yes, she can still be in the wedding. You stay over there, you stay over here, but I'm not gonna
See,
cancel a wedding.
You're erratic.
Cap.
You're more erratic than I am.
No,
I
but-
can't
Yeah, you're interested in what's your
imagine.
mind.
Like,
Okay, it's different. Okay, it would be a different scenario if we're talking about my husband to be and a guest at the wedding. Now, if we're talking about someone who's in my bridal party, it's someone who's close to me. I'm not having no random bitches in my bridal party.
Wait. Your fiance is not allowed to have any type of previous relationship as a guest at your wedding?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is I might have like my reaction might be more so of, oh, I don't know if I want her there or whatever. If they were a guest, if they're part of my bridal party and they both genuinely didn't know, because he said they didn't know, right?
Yeah.
Till they saw each
So
other.
they saw each other.
And then
After
Which is kind
rehearsal.
of weird
Yo,
too.
7 years ago, I was at the club.
but how
I had
is
sex
she
with
part
her.
of your
Bridal
bridal
party,
party
she don't know
and
he
she
get
don't
married.
know?
Oh,
He said she just.
Homegirl friend from college.
She said
She lives in
was
California.
different
But you are that close to put her in your bridal party, and
She
she
should've
don't know.
known.
She hasn't seen on Instagram,
Okay, so one of my
social media.
homeboys is in my
She
wedding.
She
doesn't
don't have
have
social media.
One of my homeboys in my wedding. He
Yeah.
doesn't really have social media.
I got a friend off the radar right
If they're right now, if let's say my wife didn't know, and that situation happened, it's very possible.
Tell me, wait, let me ask you. Your homeboy never knew your wife before you got married?
I'm speaking from the scenarios.
I'm just saying so that
now. No,
Because
this is
it's very-
let me
it's
say
very
this. Let me say this. Let me
it's
say this.
possible that you don't recognize the name,
Yeah.
but if I'm your groomsman and I live in California, you live in Georgia, and you be like, yo, I just got married, I just got engaged, right? I'm gonna get married in a year. Won't you come? But oh, bet. So, who you get married to? Who's your girlfriend this whole time? Like, I need to know that. Man, that's not familiar. Oh, let me see a picture of y'all.
They ain't got one.
Y'all ain't got a picture before you get married?
Well, you gonna send out the invite.
My bad.
International here.
You are gonna send out the letters with the pictures that y'all took.
The reason why I say that is
It's gonna
because
be
I can
something.
understand the irrationality that y'all lying to me. There's something else bigger. Y'all
Yeah,
waiting till the day before my
Right,
wedding
that's what I'm
to
saying,
tell me
right.
y'all had some type of history before.
That's what we're just
It
waiting.
seems sus, so that's
I'ma
what
just
That
wait.
would make me mad.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why
kinda
I'm gonna wait till we get off the plane and we get back, and I'm gonna sit you down and I'm gonna tell you.
That's why.
That's what you would do?
Yup.
That's
That's
why.
a lose-lose.
No,
When you
I'm just gonna take the
I'd
L.
rather take that
I'm
L.
gonna just
We
take
already
that.
married.
I'm married. What you gonna annul it?
Oh.
That quick?
Let's take
You
the
with
L
me,
before
sing
it,
this
because
at
you're
home.
setting the tone for the marriage. You're
Yeah.
setting the tone for
Yes.
the marriage.
I'm not setting the
I
tone
think
for
you should be
marriage.
upset that y'all found out that late. However it happened, it's a scenario.
But if
But
we're
it's
still
best to
dating,
Why did I tell you, baby? I
the
didn't.
rehearsal
So
stage.
if I'm saying, baby,
Yeah,
I
I
did
agree
not
with
want
you.
to. I did not want to ruin your wedding day. I know you, and I know you might have acted a little bit irrational about it. And the last thing I wanted you to do is be stressed during the honeymoon and during the wedding. So, in return,
Had me looking like a fool.
I knew that I was going to be honest with you in this situation because I just want to let you know the situation isn't as big
So-
as what it would have came
Thank
off
you
had I
for
told you
that.
before the wedding.
So
But I'm
she's
still
at the
pissed.
wedding, she in my face, she's saying congratulations to you guys.
Oh,
We
I'm so
told
happy
you
for
that
you.
this
I told her, okay, let me say this. Let me
That
ask you
was
this.
so cute. This was the best
Oh my
wedding.
gosh.
Okay, so what if I ask you this? What if I ask you this? What if I say this? Respectfully, I told her, don't say anything. I'm going to handle it.
You was talking to this bitch?
I told her this is a little. I told her let this fall on me. I'm going to say it.
Cause now you recognize that you had to get one by
I
yourself.
respect that.
What if I told her like, look, I told her, don't say anything. I'll speak on it because I want to be truthful and honest with her, but I know that this will cause a disruption in the wedding and that I know my wife.
I'm gonna be real.
100% of wages.
I couldn't handle that if it was the other way around.
I could.
Like,
But how
to
bad
go
could you
through
be
the marriage.
afterwards? Like
I
after
couldn't
you
handle
already.
it if my homeboy had a thing with my girl, my fiance, and I find out at the wedding rehearsal. I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I'd rather know
One
after.
night stand?
So
Even
David,
if
you
timing
want
is
to know
fully-
before or after?
I would rather know after.
I need to know after.
After.
I want to know before.
You know.
I wouldn't, so
I don't. You know what? I'm gonna be real. Don't tell
That's
me.
fair.
It never
and
happened.
that's why I
It
wouldn't
never
tell
happened.
my man.
Keep it on
Niggas don't
the
know.
Real one, it never happened.
Cause my
There's no win-win in that. Telling me before you can ruin it. Tell me after, I'm gonna be really mad.
But you're only gonna be mad for a moment.
You don't know that. That's.
I'm not gonna be mad forever. If you mad, if that's something that fast.
Don't tell me. It never happened.
If honesty can keep you,
Don't tell me.
if them being honest with you, maybe
Don't tell
2
me.
weeks later,
Don't tell me.
it's gonna destroy your marriage.
Don't let me find
we
out.
all have seen the best
I was
man,
gonna say the
right?
Well, that nigga was foul.
Harper's in
Yeah,
it.
no. That's different.
He's writing books and tell us. and
They were in a circle of friends like us. They were in a circle of friends like us. That's a little different.
And everybody else knew.
Yeah, everybody
They
knew.
didn't
He
know.
should have whooped everybody's
They
ass.
did.
Yeah, I agree.
No, but they did know. They knew when they read the book.
Yeah,
They was like,
everybody
he just thinks that he's smarter than
They did know.
everybody.
In the movie, they all knew.
Yeah.
They put it together. Everybody
After they read the
knew.
book.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
But you-
nobody knew before. It was a secret.
But you talking about the book ain't coming out
till they're in.
But everybody, but
Yeah.
you know that everybody, you know for a fact that everybody has read this book.
He was an idiot.
As a nigga just getting
So-
Growing up, I love that nigga. He was retarded.
So in the movie, would y'all have married her?
Hell yeah.
Would you still have no
That was his urge.
wedding?
Honestly,
He was
me
lying.
personally,
You would have. Would you have still?
Because you gotta look. He was a dog. He was cheating on.
Yeah, you're right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That was her
You're right.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, he was cheating on her, but that's.
Oh no, bro, you fuck Brandon, don't be pissed.
That is the.
I'm sorry.
You see?
I'm sorry. I'm definitely throwing hoes over the balcony.
Brandon he write a podcast about he doing what's
He got the whole podcast.
he doing what's the scenario on
you
here?
don't need to talk about.
I didn't watch Brandon write it. We was in the studio. Don't ask his wife in the studio. I watched Brandon in the rapping about a nigga.
Shouts out to
So would you go? So
Rapping about a nigga bitch that he fucked. Y'all, the nigga was.
would you go on with the wedding husband? Because I can tell you from my, if it was me and T or me and Chi, I wouldn't go on with the wedding.
You said what?
Would you go on with the wedding? Because if it was me and T or me and Chi, I wouldn't go on with
In
it.
in the best man
Yeah, I
scenario.
wouldn't go on with the wedding.
You know what?
But
I might go through this. I might go through with the wedding, but we got a lot to go through.
He never even talked to her about it.
It might be a sour situation, Brody. It might be a real sour wedding. I'm gonna fake the funk. When we get after the wedding, I'm gonna be like, listen here, bitch.
Whoa. Yeah. That's a whole.
Man, I don't know, bro.
That's a long combo.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting right.
That's exactly why when you
But
get
that ain't
with
the same
someone-
situation though.
When you get with someone, both of y'all gotta write down everybody who y'all slept with.
Oh, hell no.
Don't surprise me. First and last name. First, I need.
He didn't even remember Shawty's name.
Maybe not last name.
He didn't remember
I just
Shawty's
need-
name.
all I
You want
need
me
is
to
a
write it
person
down?
She just
and a
didn't know the
description.
Jeanette women. We talked about
But
this.
your friend live in California.
Y'all
he
really
not
would
gonna
want to
be
know?
Yeah, we had this conversation when you weren't here. We had a
Yeah, we did.
separate conversation, and Tia said she
I'm
wants to
glad I
know
wasn't.
everybody that you have had sex with in locally.
Proximity, yeah.
Locally.
Nah, man, you might run
So
into
she
it.
won't look stupid.
Let's get the facts.
So if you
Y'all making me mad.
Alright, you gonna find out at your wedding. And you gonna be
Not my Jasmine.
You gonna
That's right.
You might as well just kept that a secret. If you fuck Brady, you might as well just kept that a
You
secret.
gotta say
Take it to Brady.
So what I said wasn't wrong, right?
Take it
Do
to
y'all
Brady.
believe you take a shit in the grave?
Yes.
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 I do too.
Well,
Time out.
no.
It's-
No, I did. Let me say this.
One time,
I used to believe in taking shit to the grave, but I did realize once you get in a relationship that does mean something to you, and once you can be comfortable enough to be honest with the person, I've learned, and it took me a while, but I've learned that being honest is the best thing to do.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
But what
what
if you
I
have
learned.
an irrational partner? Like,
Well, then that's what you gotta. Yeah, now.
like a
who
Southside.
never
What if Southside is your
understands
partner?
anything?
No, I can
Like,
agree with that.
What if you have a partner who
Southside might kill you.
Right.
I'm gonna say this. I do agree. I think it might hurt. It might take a while. Healing is best. If you choose to take it to the
You
grave.
say you didn't want to know though.
I don't want to know because it's not gonna work.
Well, then I guess it's
really-
let me
like
go.
you said, if it's really not bad,
Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish. We gonna let him finish.
You take it to the. If you decide to take the grave, just make sure it goes to the grave.
Facts.
So if it's something that you have an iota of a thought that it might come out later, yeah, you should tell me because I wouldn't want to know. It's one or the other.
So you're saying, you know, if you think you might be caught, then
Then
say.
tell me. But if you take it never happened, it never happened. But I'm not gonna be stupid. If you had sex with my best man,
I mean, if it was the
don't
best,
never let me
if
find
it was
out.
the best friend and the best man, I would probably would tell him because I would feel horrible.
Yeah, that's
I would-
wild.
I think it's just contextual.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, I feel bad.
But if it's just an off one that they live in
yeah.
California, that don't come around.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
maybe they went to school together. They cool. They hang out once in a
Don't
while.
tell me, I don't
might
even
not
know.
tell
Fuck
him.
it.
But if it's his best man, best friend, I'm
But I will say, don't have me looking stupid.
I'll say this.
That's the whole thing.
Protect
As long as you're not looking stupid.
As long as I'm not looking
If
stupid,
you
it's
know-
a secret that only y'all two know, and
Yeah,
y'all decide to keep it
exactly.
away.
If there's
cool.
no witnesses,
But if everybody, like, not everybody know, but if it's a parent or if it's
Oh,
somebody fucking somebody.
oh my God,
Hey, we can go
like
Let's get the facts together.
you know what? I didn't mean it like that.
nah, he talking about like yo, my daddy Ron Isley, you fuck Ron Isley.
I wouldn't talk about that. I'm saying like a parent knew.
What's the movie with Morris
I
Chestnut?
meant like the word a parent.
Yeah, I knew what you
Obvious.
meant. I knew what you meant.
But what I'm saying is, if it's just the eighth, they're still close. The bridesmaids, groom, and dad living far away, and y'all both had that understanding that I'll never know. Take it to the grave. Don't have me looking stupid. I don't want to be in that house. Party. This is my man. Do me a speech. I love you, dog. That's when I'm gonna be like, damn, you have me looking dumb. But if it's just, I'm cool with him. I love him. But y'all had a thing.
And this shit happened when y'all were not together.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah, me, I'm big on like if we weren't together, and you know I'm not the type of nigga that's gonna ask about your past.
You can tell.
I'm
I don't
not
want to
gonna
find
ask
out
you.
the day before my wedding.
No, I can agree with that.
I don't
I'd rather
wanna
you
find
tell
out
me
after my
after.
wedding.
Just tell me after, bro.
So if we got to the point where it happened,
Damn. All right, I get why you ain't tell me.
They just know that for like 3 days I'm gonna be sleeping in the other room or something. You know? Let's get to that facts and cap.
Facts and cat, man. Facts and cat, that was a good question.
That was a great question, Brandon.
Facts and cats are finna go up, nigga. I'm just outside with my dog. Okay. I'm on a Of course. You tryna move forward? Forward. I know that how about push. Push.
He said, he the what, the who? Hold up, nigga, talk about it, yeah. Heard it, seen it, probably wasn't true. Hold up, nigga, talk about it, yeah. He said, we said, wasn't going. Got these people acting like they know it. Facts and cash, we gon' my back to back, and nigga, all be cap if we ain't got the facts. I mean, he said, he the what, the who? Hold up, nigga, talk about it, yeah. Heard it, seen it, probably wasn't true. Hold up, nigga, talk about it, yeah. He He said, we said wasn't going. Got these people acting like they know it. Facts and cats who going back to back, and they could all be capped if we ain't got the facts on me. I'm in a sword. Come get your nigga, man, come get your boy. He like to jump to conclusion, he dumb to illusion, he stupid, the goofy little boy. Growing his feelings and she on a horse. I'm a finagle, the beggar like horse. None of you niggas is trying to move forward. I'm done to hop off a Porsche, so hop in the Porsche when I'm back. Yeah, add it up again, getting no Birkin, you're bad enough. You got time for the drama, but you're bagging up. We drunk in the club, acting up on your bitch. Is what it is. Promise to be about the money, don't like it to dip. Young nigga coming like this. Promise this shit is a movie, I hate, I don't miss. He said, she said, he the what, the who? Hold up, nigga, talk about it, yeah. Heard it, seen it, probably wasn't true. Hold up, nigga, talk about it, yeah. He said, we said, wasn't going. Got these people acting like they know it. Facts and cash, we on my back to back, and nigga, all be cap if we ain't got the facts. I mean, he said, she said, he the what, the who? Hold up, nigga, talk about it, yeah. Heard it, seen it, probably wasn't true. Hold up, nigga, talk about it, yeah. He said, we said, wasn't going. Got these people acting like they know it. Facts and cash, we on my back to back, and nigga, all be cap if we ain't got the facts. I mean, watch how they watching me. Niggas was holding they last slab, but up here said they couldn't do none of me. Same ones handing out hashtags, but they couldn't even put a gun on me. All of these niggas is sons of me. I'm the original, you just the wannabe. I'm who you wanna be, better let go. Yippee-ki-yo, press subscribe and hit the fucking link in my bio. If you really about it, you can slide, bro. If you really about the drama, you can slide, bro. Ayy, petty pussy nigga on a psycho, ayy. Could've murked the nigga on sight, though, ayy. Could've had a sucking low lipo, ayy. None of you niggas could fuck with me. She said, he the what, the who? Hold up, nigga, talk about it, yeah. Heard it, seen it, probably wasn't true. Hold up, nigga, talk about it, yeah. He said, we said, wasn't going. Got these people acting like they know it. Facts and cash, we on my back to back, and nigga, all be cap if we ain't got the facts. I mean, he said, he the what, the who? Hold up, nigga, talk about it, yeah. Heard it, seen it, probably wasn't true. Hold up, nigga, talk about it, yeah. He said, we said, wasn't going. Got these people acting like they know it. Facts and cash, we on my back to back, and nigga, all be cap if we ain't got the facts. I mean.